Hi, my name is Muhammad Aizat bin Azhar. So I will presenting about fundamental theory about op-amp and also ideal characteristic of op-amp. So we go to the fundamental theory. So what is the op-amp? So an operational amplifier or op-amp is simply a linear integrated circuit or IC having multiple terminals. So as we look at the figure, so this is the component or also op-amp. So this is the component. So op-amp also considered to be a voltage amplifying device that is designed to be used with components like capacitors and resistors between its output and input terminal. So basically, op-amp was for the circuit with op-amp. It also uh, include basically it also include capacitors and resistors to run the circuit, the op-amp. And the function of op-amp is mostly used often in signal conditioning, filtering, or other mathematical operations such as add, subtract, integration, and differentiation. So, like the figure shows, uh, the negative terminal is so known as inverting input, and the positive terminal also the positive terminal known as non-inverting input. So we move. So this is the example of the amplifier. So this one is inverting amplifier. So for the non-inverting amplifier, it is connected to the ground, and while the inverting the inverting input is connected to the input signal. While non-inverting, uh, the non-inverting the inverting input is connected to the ground, while the non-inverting input is connected to the input terminal. So moving on this one is summing amplifier. So for the inverting terminal is connected with three input terminal, while the non-inverting terminal is connected to the ground. For the differential amplifier, both inverting and non-inverting terminal or input is connected to the input terminal. Alright. So we moving on to the ideal characteristic of operational operational amplifier or op-amp. So infinite gain. So amplifier. So op-amp is amplify a small input signal to produce significant output signal that also shows infinite voltage gain. So basically, practically, uh, the typical value that we can get or the highest we can get is only 105. And the next one is infinite bandwidth. So infinite bandwidth, it amplifies signals of any frequency with constant gain, which allows them to have infinite bandwidth. So typical value is 1 megahertz. Alright. So the next one is infinite input impedance. So it ensures that for ideal characteristic of op-amp, so it ensures that the op-amp causes no loading in the circuit. High input impedance is needed so that the op-amp doesn't disturb the original circuit by pulling current from it. To do this, we need infinitely high input impedance. So for infinite input impedance, we don't want the current to flow, so we need so therefore we need we need to hide the input of impedance. So the next one is zero output impedance. The op-amp must have a zero voltage output signal so that the maximum voltage will be transferred to the output load. So the load must have greater impedance than the output of the op-amp to get zero output impedance. Right. So next one is zero offset voltage. When both inverting and non-inverting input voltage is zero, so the output voltage of op-amp also should be zero. So that is the ideal characteristic of op-amp. So that's all for me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Faris Haikal bin Muhammad Rashid. Today I will present about the task 1, question number 3 and 4. So for the question number 3 is the ask about the operational amplifier application. So for the first application of op-amp is open loop circuit. So the name given for this circuit is because it does not have a feedback connection, and the function of the circuit is as comparator between the two input inverting input terminal and non-inverting input terminal. So the input signal is positive or negative. It depends on the level of the input signal. So next application is feedback circuit. So for the feedback circuit, it's used because the operational amplifier have a very high gain. So with this feedback connection, it will control the gain of the operational amplifier op-amp. So in this circuit, the negative feedback are used from the feedback circuit. From this feedback circuit, there are many types of it, such as inverting amplifier, non-inverting amplifier, buffer amplifier, and diffusion amplifier, and lastly is summing amplifier. So for the first type of feedback circuit is the inverting amplifier. So the function is of the circuit is to amplify the input at the inverting input terminal and invert its signal as an output. While the non-inverting input terminal is connected to ground. So the voltage gain of the circuit is AV is equal to negative resistor F over resistor I, which is negative sign is just a sign to show that the signal is invert. So next is non-inverting amplifier. So this circuit is used for amplify the input from non-inverting input terminal without inverting the signal, while the inverting input terminal is connected to ground through the resistor RG, and resistor RF is provide the feedback. So the voltage gain of this circuit is AV is equals to V out over V in, or 1 plus RF over RG. So next application is buffer amplifier or voltage follower. So this function of the circuit is to isolate the output from the input of the device. The output of the circuit is the same as the input voltage. So the configuration of this circuit is connecting the input signal to a non-inverting input terminal and connecting the output back to the inverting input terminal. So next is the summing amplifier. This circuit is used to combine all input voltage present into the single output voltage. If all voltage is connected at the inverting input terminal, the output voltage will be negative RF over V1 over R1 plus V2 over R2 and V3 over R3. But if all the input voltage is connected at non-inverting input terminal, the output voltage will be 1 over R 1 RA over RB multiplied V1 plus V2 over 2. So lastly is the differential amplifier. So this circuit is to amplify the different voltage present on the inverting and non-inverting input. So the output voltage of this circuit is equal to R2 over R1 multiplied with V2 minus V1. So that's the sharing about the question number 3. So next is question number 4. Is feedback and percussion criterion. So to make an oscillator, the circuit is only need an amplifier and it connect with the positive feedback with formula gain that shown below. AV gain AVB need to be 1, so unstable state and oscillator will occur. So that's for question number 4. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Fahmi bin Sarudin. I will present about background and types of oscillator. Okay, the first one is definition of oscillator. Oscillator is a circuit which produce a continuous and repeated alternating waveform without any input. Okay, basically there is two types of oscillator. First one is harmonic oscillator, also known as linear oscillator, and the second one is relaxation oscillator, also known as non-linear oscillator. Okay, harmonic oscillator. For the harmonic oscillator or linear oscillator, the energy flow is always from the active components to the passive components, and the frequency of oscillations is decided by the feedback path. For the relaxation oscillator or non-linear oscillator, the energy is exchanged between the active and the passive components, and the frequency of oscillations is determined by the charging and discharging time constant. Time constant is involved in the process. Okay, this is example of main types oscillator. Wien-Bridge oscillator, RC phase shift oscillator, Hartley oscillator, voltage control oscillator, Colpitts oscillator, Clapp oscillator, crystal oscillator, Armstrong oscillator, tune collector oscillator, and gun oscillator. So that's all from me.
We will analyze the circuit. So for RC oscillators, phase shift for 1 kHz. So this is the design for phase shift oscillators, and so this is the based on the oscilloscope. So from 0 volt it increase and achieve the amplitude of about 4.1 volt. As we use DC source is 5 volt. So this is the result. So as we know, as time increase, the frequency also increase, and also based on the time period, based on the formula, if time decrease, so the frequency will increase. So based on frequency equals to 1 over t, so we get the time, the period is 1 millisecond. So as we divide with 1 over 1 millisecond, so we get 1 kilohertz. So, and also we know that the RC oscillators phase shift, it only display low frequency, and based on the circuit, this RC stage provide 180 degree, and also the output of oscillators also provide 180 shift. That total of that causing the total of phase shift is 360 degree. All right. So the next one is Wien bridge. So we calculate for 5 kilohertz. So this is the design for Wien bridge. So we also use 5 volt DC source. Therefore the amplitude for the circuit is also 4.1 volt. So this is the initial the initial result. So from the 0 volt, so it increase periodically. So so this is the result. So as we know, frequency is equal to 1 over period. So this is the period. So as we calculate, so we will get the same answer like shown as the simulations, which is 5 kilohertz. And also for the calculation, the other one to confirm the answer for frequency, we also can use the formula of frequency equals to 1 over 2 pi RC, which is R is 10 kilo ohm and capacitor is 3 nanofarad. So we can get the same frequency, which is 5 kilohertz. All right, so that's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And my name is Muhammad Faris Haikal. So next, I will present about the difference between RC phase shift and Wien bridge oscillator. So the difference between the both oscillator is the phase shift oscillator, the feedback connection provide a 180 degree phase shift, while the Wien bridge oscillator, the feedback of the connection do not provide 180 degree phase shift. So for phase shift oscillator, the op-amp is used in inverting mode, while in the Wien bridge oscillator, the op-amp is used in inverting mode. So for the phase shift oscillator, the op-amp introduce 180 degree phase shift, while the Wien bridge oscillator do not introduce 180 degrees phase shift. But the amplifier gain for the phase shift oscillator is equal or greater 29, but Wien bridge oscillator, the amplifier gain is equal or greater than 3. So the application for both oscillator is phase shift oscillator. The application is musical instrument, voice synthesis, and GPS unit. While Wien bridge oscillator, the application is the audio frequency, and this Wien bridge oscillator design the long range of frequency, and it provide a sine wave. So that's for me. Thank you.